All right, Facebook, we're here on the couch today with Let's Talk About Ice, and guess what? I'll give you one guess where we are. Rug it up, jackets, hoodies.
What?
Where are we today? Give us a hello if you're out there, say hello. Send us some love. Yep, that's right, we're on the couch live with Let's Talk About Ice, and I have some special guests for you. But before I introduce them, I just want to tell you about where we've been. We've just come from Cairns. We rolled out school education in all the tablelands over there, and that was amazing. We got to meet some amazing youth in the high schools and community people in Mareeba. So we're giving you a big shout out. Hello guys in Mareeba and tablelands. Then we went to Adelaide. That's right, we had a community forum in Adelaide. Over 200 people attended. It was absolutely fantastic. We were able to educate the community on the dangers of ice. We had people in addiction turn up for help. We had lots of families that we were able to reach out to. So Adelaide guys, you did a fantastic job. I'm so proud of you putting that together, and now we're ready to roll out the school education program throughout Adelaide. So we're really, really excited about that. But we are here in Melbourne at the moment. Yes, and it is freezing. Those of you that know me, I don't like it very much, but I love the people here because they're all warm hearts. So that's what makes Melbourne special. But I want to tell you, before we go on with the show, I want to tell you about a really special event that is happening in Melbourne. And if you are in Melbourne, I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Little secret, I will be singing. So if you get along there, you might capture that. But here's the event. It's inside Ice School. And it's a big gala ball, and it's held at Melrose Reception in Tullamarine. Now, we have some amazing artists performing on the night. We've got Star Band, we've got DJ Milan from Spank. We've got the Stiletto Dancers, we've got Joe White, the comedian. Oh my goodness, he's so funny. He's come all the way from WA, and he's going to be entertaining us. We have some dancers, the Dance Academy, the Dream Academy performers. Oh wow, I've seen them perform before, and they have groups of youth that do an amazing show. And we have the Master of Ceremonies, Simon Makowski, is that how you say his name? Makowski, well done. He's your mate. Oh, awesome. So, guys, please, in the name of education and awareness, I look forward to seeing you there. There are still a couple of tickets left. And they are $100, and all proceeds go towards educating kids in Victoria about the dangers of ice. And you can get your ticket. You can go to Eventbrite, and it's called AAIC Melbourne Gala Ball inside Ice School. You can probably see that there. Or you can give Cezanne a call on 0401 908 525. Can you see me playing the trumpet? I need my glasses. Alright, so that's all the announcements for now, and I will be bringing this back up again, and our website www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au. if you'd like to send us a message. We are live there on Messenger at any time. You can make an inquiry or reach out for help, yeah? So I'll be plugging that throughout the show. And tonight we have been blessed, absolutely blessed, with not one, but two special guests on the show tonight. So this is something that we haven't done before. So bear with me, guys, because I'm going to be going, yeah, but what about, and so we're here to share tonight about both of these gentlemen's story. And we are honoured and blessed by having them here on the show today. So firstly, I'd like to introduce you to Harry. Hello, Harry.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the show tonight.
No problem.
I'm very grateful that you took
Anytime.
time out to come and share with us.
Yep.
And it is in hope to educate people out there about the dangers of this drug ice.
Absolutely.
And share a bit of your journey on how that happened, for you. So, sorry, I better introduce Macca too, because you can't introduce one without the other. This is new territory for me, so this is fun. Macca, hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
I love you already. I've got the pleasure of spending half an hour or an hour with Macca earlier on, and we got chatting and we got to sing together. It was awesome. It was so cool. So I look forward to getting to know you too, Harry. But thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And wanting to share.
Yes.
And guys, it's not easy to, you nobody really wants to air their dirty laundry out there, in, for the world, on YouTube.
Yeah.
But these guys have agreed to come on the show to walk us through their story and their journey, in hope that you don't make the same mistakes that we did.
That's right.
And it is, to lighten up the path ahead if you decide to try ice even once. Our message to you out there is not even once.
That's right. Yeah.
So Harry, tell us a little bit about you. Who are you?
All right. I was a rich kid, like growing up.
Yeah.
I was the youngest of three, like by 11 years.
Wow.
So I was a baby.
The baby, yeah.
Grew up. I was pretty good. I was pretty good at sport. I was pretty good at soccer. Always trying to impress the old man, but he'd never sort of come watch me play because we had a family business at the same time. It was successful business, going really well, but he was more into that wogs and making money.
Yeah. And it's not that he didn't care about you.
No, love me.
Yeah.
No. And I love my father. Lost him to leukemia about 8-9 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and that hit me hard.
Yeah.
Whilst I was sort of, I was up and down with using drugs, using ice and dealing ice, but I was sort of coming out of it. Then the old man passed, and I sort of hit the skids, and just
So were you using other substance before? Like before ice, or did you go straight into ice?
No. I was using substances probably from 15 years old.
Yep. What was that, like drinking or?
Yeah. I was taking ecstasy probably from about 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of. They were good people to me then, and I loved them dearly then, but they were people that were bad influences looking back now, because they were a lot older. Half these people are in jail. One's in jail for 3 murders.
Wow.
So, but I looked up to these guys.
Yeah, as you do, when you're
and he was a great fighter, as well, and that's what I was emulating to sort of achieve, and so growing up, seeing all that, my brother's an ex-world champion as well.
Wow.
I was an Australian and East Coast champion in my sport.
Yep.
In kickboxing. I had a Victorian title also in the boxing.
Wow.
But being in that scene, you get your riffraff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you got a lot of underworld figures that come down and watch, and I knew Mick Gatto from 16 years old.
Yeah.
So
there's a bit of drug in that world, is there?
of course there is. Yeah, of course there is.
So you looked up to that
culture. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
and it's normal. Like, most kids look up to older people than them, and they look cool, and they're like, oh, what do they do? And I want to do the same thing.
Exactly.
And what happened? Your dad passed away.
My dad passed away I'm 40. I turned 40 last week.
Oh. You don't look 40.
I look pretty good, huh? No.
Yeah. Must be God in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He does. He blesses you with the fountain of youth for it. I believe that.
Amen.
But no. When I turned to ice, it was after my marriage breakup.
Yep.
So I would have been 26 years old.
Wow.
26, yeah. And sort of, I had a 5 or 6 year old daughter at the time.
Yeah. And
it fell apart, and I was a wreck, man. I was really, I wasn't. Look, I never felt the feelings I felt through that, because neglected as a kid. When I had my own family, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it was, that feeling of importance, and that's what I think drug use comes from.
Yeah.
Trying to mask those feelings of not being good enough. You know, and everyone goes through it. Everyone has their own sort of version of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wanting to fit in, wanting to be loved.
Wanting to be loved, accepted.
Yeah.
Feel important. Loved is the main one.
That's right.
Love is the main one.
Harry, we only do things based on two fundamental things at the end of the day. You're either acting out of love or out of fear.
Yeah.
You know, and we've got to find out where are we coming from there, and in the decisions and the choices that we're making for ourselves. You know.
Yeah.
So you know, you were looking to be loved and accepted, and so you wanted to fit in with the older guys, hey?
Well, yeah, and because I did, like, in a sense, because I was good. I was a natural at boxing.
Yep.
I was, you know, I caught on real quick and I started getting good, and just so I started younger. Then I got married.
Yeah.
Young, real young.
Yeah.
And then and it was all beautiful. I finally had what I wanted as in a family.
Wow.
And it was awesome. And then when that fell apart, that's when it all sort of went.
So tell me something, Harry. Like, what happened? Like, how were you introduced to ice? Was somebody give a pill, a needle?
Girlfriends. No. I was pipe.
Yep.
And it was a couple of girls I was hanging out with after I broke up with my ex.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. Yeah. And it was just a drug of I call it the drug of no consequence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't care what happens after, because you feel like Superman.
Yep.
All right, and that's the massive deception about this evil drug. Yeah. It's that horrible and evil. I don't know, like, you've read that poem, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was bawling my brains out.
Yeah, because it's so real, isn't it?
Everything they were saying was like, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
But that's everyone that's had an addiction to that specific drug. And look, I'm not just saying that was my drug of choice. Yeah. When I was younger, I loved ecstasy. Like, it's not. I was on GBH as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I OD'd on GBH at summer days.
Oh, G almost killed me. So.
You know, I was on I had a respiratory arrest.
Wow.
They had my lungs going for 3 hours. If they didn't find me, there was no way I would have lived longer than 5 minutes.
Guys, are you hearing this? Like, you know, there's dangers in all drugs. You know, there's negative consequences in all drugs. You know, just because you're doing a party pill, you know, that one party pill can kill you. You know, and it can be cut with ice. You know, and marijuana's being laced with ice today out there, and you know, you just don't know what you're taking. You know, not knowing the consequences. You're blessed to be alive.
Yes. No, I am. By the grace of God.
Wow.
I'm here.
So tell me, how did that journey roll out after you picked up the pipe? You know, what happened after that?
It just escalated. I started knocking around with some really colourful characters. Yeah. Some people that are pretty well known, and I won't mention.
Yeah.
On camera.
Yeah.
But I got pretty heavily involved with them. Started making money off it. I thought, you know, great. I thought I was a rock star.
Yeah, because that drug does mask your brain, and you think that you're invincible, but you know, you really...
You know, you had all the toys, R1s, this, that, cars. I had M5s. I grouse things. Like materialistic things, but inside, I was screaming for something to love me, or to fill that void, that gap that I thought this Band-Aid was fixing. Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah. Imagine if I was to put it in an analogy, imagine you've had open heart surgery and someone's trying to stick you back together with Band-Aids. That's what you're doing by taking this drug. Yeah. because you got real problems, and this drug is only going to make them 10 times worse.
That's right. And that's what we say in the classrooms when we go into the classrooms with the kids is like, you know, if you think you have problems and you're going to take substance to mask that, when you touch ice, it's going to give you a whole mountain of other problems that is going to come crushing down.
Yeah.
But not only that, some of those problems you can't actually overcome. You know, kidney failure, heart problems, you know, brain damage, you know, getting put in prison for life. You can't overcome some of those problems, you know, and you can't work through some of those things. So we're just really urging you to make better choices and really assess the choices that you're going to make. That, you know, that doorway, you know, into drug world and then into ice world is a doorway to hell. You know, you don't come out unscarred,
absolutely,
you know.
that's right.
So what happened then? What happened with your career, like your boxing and?
It went down the toilet. It was gone. It was gone, and I had offers to fight in Japan overseas, and that's what was happening at the time. And I stuffed it all up.
How quickly did that happen, Harry?
It didn't take long. Year and a half.
Wow. So it absolutely destroyed your life.
And then I'd already had a shoulder reconstruction. So, and there's another thing I'm trying to say. It destroys your body.
Yeah, that's right.
It ate away at my cartilage.
Yes.
And my left shoulder was never the same. My left hook was like my left hand was like a machine gun.
Wow.
And it stripped me of that ability. Wow. It took from me anything. It took from me everything, I should say, that meant anything.
Yes.
To me.
And that's what this drug does, you know, ice will kill, still and destroy you.
That's right.
And that's what it's out there to do.
Yeah.
You know, the people that offer it to you, you know, they're taken over by this drug as well.
Yeah.
And they don't care about you. They care about the next hit. And I'm not blaming them because I've been one of those people. We've been there. But they are overcome by this drug. The drug's taken control. So they're not really, you know, they may act like your friend, but they're going to offer you a substance.
That's right.
And they're not really looking out for your best interest, you know. Yeah. They're actually looking to feed their habit. And they're not thinking straight. This drug's taken over their brain.
It brings the worst out of people.
Yes.
It brings the absolute worst out of people. Now something like in a person that they could probably fight against and keep down, like whatever it is, a feeling of jealousy, a feeling of, you know, like what's another one I was thinking of just now, like coveting. You know, I want what he's got. It brings it out like a monster man. It brings it out, and you just see it in people, and you just think, I thought I knew this bloke, I thought I knew this girl. Yeah. And it just seriously, you look at them and you go, who are you? Is this who you really are? Yeah. And then it starts playing on your own. So that's what I mean. It just, along comes with it, just a plethora of absolute mental games.
Yes, that's right. The psychosis.
Everyone plays mind games, and it's just paranoia. Everyone's against you. Yep. And it's unhealthy, and it's unnatural, and that's not what's happening. You're actually thinking of things that aren't actually happening. Yeah,
and not to count the fact that you see things that aren't really there, and you're hearing things that aren't really there. You know, you can hear somebody else thinking or talking. You think that they're talking about you, and then, you know, before you know it, you're really angry, and you just want to, you know, punch them up, and then you end up in prison, and you know, it's not fun. Was that fun? Like, it's what we're talking
Living
about.
like that.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's a torture.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody deserves that. You know.
Yeah.
So Harry, what happened? So then you lost your acting career, your fighting career. Mine was acting, mine was an acting career.
I should have been an actor first.
You did your boxing career. So that went down, and your family, you isolated your family, and your health started kicking in, you know.
I lost my, I got an idea, excuse me, I got an 18-year-old daughter,
Wow.
Victoria Rose, and she's beautiful. And I at the time, me and my ex, I didn't see her for 4 years.
Wow. Wow. So you lost contact with her.
I lost contact.
Yeah, because you lose contact with reality, don't
Yeah.
you? When you're on this drug, you just isolate. You lose time. You lose contact with the realm that we actually live in. So everything just disappears.
Yeah.
And that's the scary bit because you end up in another realm of existence, and you end up being somebody that you're not. You really
right.
aren't.
Yeah.
And that's
It
it.
does a warp show.
Yeah.
It really does. Like paranoid to the fact I could look after myself.
Yeah.
But I was that paranoid. I had to walk around with a semi-automatic pistol on me.
Wow.
To feel safe.
Wow. Yeah.
And just because of the people I was hanging around with as well.
Yeah.
And it just that takes toll on you.
Of course it does.
You know, constantly thinking that he's out to get you, or something's gonna pop off or happen, or it's just a constant. And you start getting, I don't know, you start liking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the drug that's
it's
liking it.
the drug that's liking it. That's right. It's not
That's
you.
right. Because when I come out, when I stopped and I look back, it was like 5-6 years was a grey blur.
Wow.
It was like a train wreck. Like looking back on a train wreck, imagine you were actually in one and you're just looking at it and you're just like, that's my life. What's just happened?
Wow.
Like you've woken up.
Yeah.
And it's a scary place. It's a scary thing to actually experience, man.
And when you end up at looking back, where you looking back from is it's a devastation. You're gutted. And that you see your whole life destroyed behind you, and it's like, how am I going to get through this now? How am I actually going to get up out of this?
Yeah.
And that's when really, guys, that's when you need people around you to help love you back to life and help direct you, because you're so lost in that place that I don't know about you, Harry, but like if I didn't have the people around me that helped me out of that, and just loved me unconditionally.
I had very few, but they were a massive difference. And then I'm Christian, and my Heavenly Father come to me through a dream.
Wow.
And I listened to that dream and I came to church and I've never looked back.
That's amazing.
And I haven't been happier.
Wow.
I mean, I still have my struggles, you know what I mean? You have your ups and downs, it's a roller coaster, but I am... There's a saying I heard a really wise guy say, and it's, I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, but I'm certainly not where I was.
Well done.
And I'm far from it, man.
I think you're incredible, and your story is amazing that you've been able to come out of that.
Yeah.
And a very small percentage of people that embark in ice addiction actually come out the other side. And Harry's one of those. He's blessed with a chance to start again. That's why we're urging to you, don't go there. A lot of people don't make it through. And it is by the grace of God that you're here today.
Absolutely.
And able to share that, because. And that's what we're trying to say out there, guys. It's not fun, that roller coaster, that downward spiral into hell, that entrapment, the psychosis, the paranoia, the lies, the guns, the people that are around you. It's not fun,
Seriously, at the end of the day, life's hard enough, straight.
That's right. Hey, so
when you try, when you start doing everything
without all those problems,
on top of your problems, it's just like you're gonna suffocate yourself.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
not fun.
No, it's not, and that's why a lot of people end up dead. Because they suicide. They just can't cope. But in life we have troubles. that's life.
Yeah, that's right.
We're overcomers
That's
in,
right.
in that. You work through it, and you have people around you, your family, your friends, and people in your community that can walk through that with you, because tomorrow they may need a hand too. And that's called life. We do it together. But ice will actually strip everything from you and give you so many more problems that you never even imagined possible.
Yeah.
So we're really blessed that you've been able to
Yeah.
come out the other side, Harry. And
Thank you.
are you fighting again?
No.
No?
Oh, no.
Retired
I just
champion.
turned 40.
Yeah.
I just turned 40.
Awesome.
I'm done and dusted.
Yeah.
I'm done and dusted. But yeah, I'll be 3 years clean this November.
Well done.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
3 years
And
clean. That's awesome.
Yeah, as you can tell.
I bet
yeah.
you're looking fantastic.
Yeah. No.
And I bet when you're in ice addiction, guys, you lose a lot of weight. You know, it strips your muscles. It strips all the other way. You can actually put on a lot of weight as well. It depends on how your organs take that, because if they shut down, you can actually put on a lot of weight. Generally you would lose a lot of weight. It'll lead away at your muscles. Can you please leave? We have a question. How did others who knew you?
How did others that you were using ice with you end up?
Oh, the others that were using ice with you.
Mate, half of them are locked up.
Yeah.
A couple are dead.
Yeah.
It's there's only one thing I can say, that there's no happy endings when it comes to this drug.
Yeah.
It is the most evil, dangerous drug on earth.
Yeah.
Hands down, man.
I agree.
There's no debate about that. They made documentaries over. Sorry to
That's
cut
okay.
you off.
No.
Yeah, but they made documentaries over it. It is the most dangerous drug in the world.
Yeah, there is no good result at the end of Ice World, and that's what we say to the kids in schools. You're going to end up. There's 3 places you're going to end up if you embark in ice addiction. You're going to end up either in prison, you're going to end up in a mental health institute, or you're going to end up dead. Which one do you want?
That's right.
It's a hamburger with a lot. You can't embark on this journey and go, oh no, that won't happen to me. You know what? We're all made the same. We all have vascular systems and brains and hearts and muscles. This drug eats away at all of that, and very, very quickly it destroys your life.
That's right.
How many times do you hear people say that used to be addicts? Oh, it doesn't affect me like it affects them.
Yeah.
I'm in control.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They always think
They're the ones that are actually the most. I fear for them more.
Yeah. Well, you can't use this drug recreationally.
No, it's not
People
a
think,
joke.
oh no, I just use it recreationally. That's a joke.
It's not party drug.
Might start like that. You might take it 1 week, not in 2 weeks, and then you'll use it again. Before you know it, you're taken over. And the problem with this drug on the streets today, guys, is that back when I was in addiction, the purity and the strength of this drug was about 30%.
Yeah.
Okay. Today on our streets, especially in Victoria, it's up to even 90% purity. Okay. Purity doesn't mean it's any better.
No.
Let me just get that straight. What that means is that it's a concentrated amount. Okay. So it's like high concentration. What that means to the user is that straight away it affects the brain, it hijacks the frontal lobe, it breaks down the neurological pathways and unbalances the chemicals. So the serotonin's depleted, the dopamine's depleted. The dopamine, where the dopamine, the transporters and receptors, they produce the dopamine, that actually breaks down and it stops working. Now the whole process of repair for the chemical balance to come back to its normality takes around 18 months. For if you get out. And the likelihood that you embark in ice addiction and come out the other side is very, very slim. So our message to you guys today is not even once. It's not worth it. Yeah, you were created for something amazing and for a great life, not to self-destroy. Yeah,
that's right.
So that's our message to you, Harry. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We will have to, we have an hour segment, so we would love to hear some more at some other time about that journey. But Macca.
Yes.
Okay, I would love to hear a little bit about your journey. Thank you for sharing and for wanting to share on the show tonight. Yep. And these gentlemen have similar but different stories. Hey,
that's correct.
So we're gonna kind of share a little bit about like your upbringing.
Okay, my upbringing was I had a good upbringing. I had the farm life with horses and animals, pigs and chickens and things like that. So that was great. right up till I was about 16. And then I hit the streets,
Yep.
you know, sort of, my dad lost his farm and things like that. So, yeah, I grew up, I had the chance of having a farm life, but in the suburbia.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was a double.
Wow.
It was great, you know.
That's awesome.
So that's how I grew up, and I was a happy kid, and I've done a lot of fighting, a lot of carrying, a lot of sparring, and I got into the boxing, which was great.
Oh, wow.
Loved the
Very
boxing.
good fighter.
So yeah, I love me motorbikes and horses and fast cars.
Typical
like,
boy.
yeah, just typical like full driving, hunting, and
Yeah.
all them sorts of things. So that's me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a Melbourneite. I'm a bloke from Melbourne.
Even though it's freezing here.
Yeah. So I'm 38 years of age now, you know. I started taking drugs when I was 13.
Wow.
Yes.
Like what?
I first started with marijuana.
Yeah,
You know, that was like the handshake into the drug scene.
it is. It's a gateway drug.
It was. I started taking marijuana at 13. So what had happened, and nobody really knows about, is when I was 11, a friend of mine that was a few years older had taken advantage of me, and there was some sexual abuse
Yeah, yeah.
involved. So
Yeah.
that's my story.
Wow.
And you know what? I didn't understand what was happening at the time. He really worked on me. You know, he was a few years older. He was in his teens. I was maybe 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And he tricked me, okay, and took advantage of me. And you know what? That never goes away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that never goes away. But what I'd done was use the drugs to numb it.
Yeah.
I started at 13.
Wow.
So, I started doing marijuana, then got to 17, was introduced to speed and then ecstasy, and mate, this is great. And then once I got to 18, 19, and people didn't know this.
Yeah.
People thought I was just smoking a bit of dope and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then once I got to 19, I got introduced to the ice.
Yeah.
And mate, did that take me for a ride?
Yeah.
Because it numbed me.
Yeah.
It was a great number.
Yeah.
It made me feel fantastic. I felt like, oh my, mate, this is what this is what I've been looking for. But not only that, just to forget about my issues.
Yeah, because it takes you out of reality, doesn't it,
does,
Macca?
yeah.
It really, everything just goes away, and
It
you're
does,
just in this isolated world
Yeah.
of what we call ice world.
That's
You know,
right.
but it's temporary, guys.
That's
It really is, because you know you might be like that, and it doesn't feel that get that high.
Yeah.
But it's temporary. You know, because what goes up must come down.
That's right.
You know, so what happened after that, Macca?
So I just went crazy.
Yeah.
I was doing things that I never thought I'd do, that I'm not
Yeah.
proud of. There was nothing there was no rules.
Yeah.
It was, mate, it was ridiculous. And I just said, I thought, yeah. But mate, I ended up getting strapped down to a bed, ending up in a mental institution,
Wow.
2 of them, strapped down to beds, getting injected to calm me down. And I was so violent, and I had no heart and I had no soul, and I was not in control. It was like I couldn't see anymore. I was just a robot.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what this drug does. It hijacks your brain,
does, it
and the
does.
drug becomes in charge, and you
It
become
does.
somebody that you don't even know. I
That's
mean, I
right.
couldn't see that. No, having chatted with you today,
Yes.
you know, you're just such a gentle
Thank
soul
you.
and a beautiful, kind,
Yes.
loving person. I just can't even imagine
Yep.
you
Thank you.
being that way. But
Yep.
you know, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, you transform. You
Yep.
know, into something that you're not even aware that that's
That's right.
happening to you. Isn't
Yeah.
it, Macca?
So yeah, it is. I turned into a monster.
Wow. How
And
quick was that? Like,
Oh,
how long did that take? Before
it
you...
I don't even know. It just snuck up on me.
Yes,
Just went
yes,
boom.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because you think you don't have a problem for a
Yes,
while, and
yeah.
I've got this under
That's
control.
right,
I feel
yeah.
normal, but
Yeah.
you're not really.
No.
You're tweaking, and
that's right.
But you think you're normal, and you're really cool, and you look
That's
really
right.
hot, but you're not. You look talking
That's
really
right.
fast.
How
You know.
good's that?
Yeah. Hello.
So-
No wonder everyone's looking at you.
Yeah. So I was psychotic.
Yeah.
I was suicidal.
Wow.
I had schizophrenia, insomnia, psychosis, paranoia, So
Does that sound like fun to you guys? Like, I'm just
it was not a
listen
joke.
to this.
It was
yeah.
not a joke. It was
Wow.
full on. Hearing things, not myself, like I was being overtaken by stuff.
Yep.
And I was just on a rampage in life, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I really needed help. You
And
know?
Michael, where were your family? Like, could they see what was going on? Did they tell you something's not okay? Like,
Yeah,
were they
I
scaring
left my
you?
family.
Yeah.
I left my family.
Oh wow.
You know, and everything got smashed. I lost everything.
Wow.
No one could help me, man.
Yeah.
I was on a mission to nowhere, and that's what happened. And it was so soul destroying.
Yeah.
The lights were off.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see where I was going.
Yeah.
And just smashing into everything, smashing cars, everything.
Yeah.
Mate, my life was a mess. So that's what Ice done to me.
Yeah.
So then I got off the ice.
How
you know.
did you do that? Because I know, I know the journey. You know
Yes.
the journey. You know, it's almost impossible.
Yes.
I had divine intervention. You had divine intervention.
I cried out to God.
Wow.
And God helped me. It was the power of God that helped me.
Yeah.
You know, I tried hospitals and medications
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. It was
Wow.
God that helped me. It was Jesus Christ that helped
Fantastic.
me. And it is. It's so beautiful,
awesome.
you know.
Yeah.
But I'd come good, not come completely good. At about 23, then I met a woman.
Yep.
Calmed down a little bit, you know. But then I still dabbled, but it was just so dangerous. I thought I'll just have a little bit,
Yeah.
and it sucked me back in. From,
You can't just have a little bit.
You can't play with it. It's
No.
dynamite.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a joke.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to be alive. That's
Yeah.
where I am. So a lot of my mates in jail,
Yeah.
and a few of them are dead. That's the bottom line. And
Wow.
a few have lost their minds, like completely.
Oh yeah.
Wow. And Macca, how long have you been clean now?
I've been clean. I'm going on to 8 years.
Woohoo!
Yeah, man.
Well done, brother.
So it's been 8 years.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, that's amazing. And how was that journey in recovery, Macca? Like, was it? Tell me about the first year.
Okay. So what had happened? I got a brother.
Yep.
He was injecting ice,
Wow.
and I had nearly killed my brother with my hands. And sort of that had happened. So something big had to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that had happened. And that brought up so much stuff with me. I didn't want to be here anymore. I had had enough of the drug scene. And it was all drugs. And ice was one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Because it was cheap. It was easy to get.
Yeah.
And it was everywhere, you
Yeah.
know. And it's
Yeah.
straight from the pits of hell, that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So that had to happen, and I was going to kill myself, like
Wow.
dead set. I was going to hang myself because I just had enough of it, you know. I was gone, man. I was out of here, you know.
Yeah.
And I wrestled with this. I was on the couch at home, and I had a beautiful home, beautiful wife, beautiful children, good job, and things like that. But I was just on the couch saying, mate, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then I had to cry out, go and get some help. I had to ring around and get some help from family and good friends, and they led me and direct me and pointed me to the church,
Yeah.
and the rest is history. And
Wow.
look at me today.
Look at you today.
So
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I sat here and we spoke for a while. We sang together, and I would have never, in my wildest dreams, thought that you've been through that. But you're one of the small percentage of people that actually come out the other side.
yes,
You know, we've been blessed with the
I'm so
opportunity
thankful.
to warn you and to share with you what that hell looked like, you know, and that it's not something you want to embark in lightly, you know. And, you know, Macca, the interesting thing was that, you know, you tried to mask
That's
the
right.
problem.
That's
you know,
right.
we have to work through things that happen. Things
That's right.
happen. You know, life happens,
Yeah.
you know, and some of it's not very nice.
Yeah.
And, you know, and unfortunately, you know, everybody has stuff that happens to them, you know, that scars and hurts, and, you know, we have to work through. Drugs isn't the answer.
No,
It's not the answer. It's
No
only
way.
going to bring devastation.
It makes it worse.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just gives
It's
you
just-
so many other problems.
It magnifies it.
That's right.
It turns it turns, is it a molehill into a mountain?
That's right.
That's what I
That's
thought.
right. And for a minute, you might think that taking this drug's taken everything away. It hasn't. It's only masked it,
Yeah.
and it's going to come back, and it's going to come back with force. So if you're having issues out there, we urge you to work through them. Reach out for help. There's so many people out there and services available. To help you through things. Lifeline is a great number to call. They can connect you with resources. But we're speaking to now the people in addiction out there.
Yeah.
If you are that person, we want to help you. We know the way out. We've managed to do that, and we'd love to chat with you and help you create a pathway into recovery. Yeah. So our head office number is 0756656063. And what happens? You can have a chat with our care team about where you're at, and they will buddy you up with somebody that's recovered from addiction. Yeah. Whether you're in Melbourne, Adelaide, Sydney, Gold Coast, Cairns, even WA, we have people on the ground that have been trained and that have been through recovery, have been trained to come out and help you and sit down and have a cup of coffee and show you the way. Yeah, and that's our heart. If you are that person, we urge you tonight to reach out because we want to help. Or send us a message on Facebook. We've got we're live 24/7 on our Facebook, and we'll answer your call and have a chat with you at any time. So we're also talking to the parents out there. If you are somebody that has a loved one in addiction, we have a clinical counselling team, also with lived experience, that can help you with some tools to help your loved one. Yeah. Sometimes we've got to watch out for, we love our loved ones so much that we enable things and we make them too comfortable in their addiction so that they haven't come to the end of themselves. And we want to help you to be able to give you some tools to help your loved one, yeah? And if there's a point of contact where, you have your loved one at home, you still have a communication where one of us can come in and have a conversation with them and show them the way out, we're here to do that. So we urge you to connect with us. The family support number is 0481 844 555, or you can reach us on our webpage www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au, or send us a message on Facebook. You can private message us anytime. So we have a question? Yep. What? I can't read from here, sorry.
The question is, what does the come down from using ice feel like early on when you first start using ice?
Do you want to answer that, Maka? When you first start using ice, what's the come down feel like?
The come down, it's disgusting. What goes up, what comes down. You want to kill yourself. You feel so dirty.
Yeah.
It's like your heart's been ripped out. You leave me alone. You aren't talking to anybody. You're swearing. You're smashing stuff, mate. And it's just, and for people that aren't on drugs, or they don't understand it.
No.
I lost all my friends.
Yeah.
People would run from me.
Yeah.
And
because you become somebody else, you're this angry,
you turn into a monster.
depression. I remember personally.
The depression.
Coming down, the crying, the amount of crying.
That's right.
And the things in my head, like, what have you done and where have you been?
That's
and,
right.
You're terrible. And,
Yeah.
it was like, I didn't know
Darkness.
what
That's right.
anxiety.
It is.
It's dark and the anxiety.
Yeah, that's horrible,
And
isn't it?
I was going to say,
You were saying the darkness kind of overtakes you.
no, but what I wanted to say was, it's more like you're crawling in your skin nearly.
Yeah, that's
It's
perfect.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Perfect,
It's horrible.
No, thanks for sharing that. And how soon does that happen? When you're coming down?
It took a day or two.
Yeah.
A day or two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's really quick, guys. What comes up must come down. And when we're in the classroom, we usually talk to the youth about, you're going to get the highest high you're ever going to feel. Yep, it's going to be up here. But if here is normal, when you're coming down, you're going to go down here. Then the next time you do ice, you don't go so high, but the come down's lower. and the next time it's not so high, and the come down's lower. Before you know it, you're just taking to try and stabilise, and you're living in this part of the equation. You know, you're in the downward spiral, anxiety, paranoia, anger, violence, you know, all of that, seeing things that aren't there. It's an entrapment, it's a lie, it's not fun. It's not cool to be on ice, guys.
That's
you know?
right.
So, guys, tell me something. If you had one word
One word.
to describe this drug, right down the barrel,
Yep.
what would that be?
My one word is don't do it.
Not even once.
Run.
Yeah.
That is
Run.
That is my
I
word.
love it.
Run.
Awesome.
Run from it.
Yeah.
You know.
Great word.
And,
Great
and
word.
people that are on it may, you know, seek help.
Yeah.
And if your friends are on it, and tell them they need help, and get the professional help
Yeah.
like this, and do what's got to be done. You know.
And you know, in saying that, you might have a friend that might be using, and you don't know what to say or how to approach this. You know, we do have some training on our website, Sammy Brief. You can click on there. It's a 2-hour training. It'll show you how to sit down, how to have that conversation, what you're actually going to bring. You know, what that looks like a lot of times is like, you know, you'll sit and put a mirror in front of that person. You know, this is what I'm seeing, this is what you're becoming, you know, but that's not who you are.
That's right.
You know, and you also have the chance of changing that before it's too late, you know. So that, you know, we want to help you with some tools to be able to have that conversation with your loved ones and people in your community. So please, you know, go onto our website, www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au, and under Sammy, you can just click on that Udemy, I think, site, and you can do it online, yeah? So, Harry, question for you. One word to describe this evil drug.
Can I use 2?
One. There you go. 1.5. Go on.
It's a lying thief.
It's a lying thief. Right down the barrel.
That's good.
Yeah.
Lying
It is. It'll kill, steal and destroy you.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
So any final things that you guys want to share with the people out there? Because, you know, this could be the only time somebody will be listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you could give advice out there to the people out there who might be contemplating either trying it or contemplating change and getting off it, you know, is there anything at all that you can say out there to the people listening?
To trying it, I'd say not even the once, don't do it. And to changing your life, I say go for it and do it.
You're worth it.
You're worth it.
Amen.
You are. You're worth it, mate. And life is so much better without drugs, especially ice.
I said.
Yeah. To trying it, it's like playing Russian roulette, and you'll probably cop the bullet the first time you let it go.
Yeah.
Like I said, it stripped me of everything. I lost freedom. I was locked up for 3.5 months.
Wow.
I lost my daughter for 4 years. There's no happy endings, mate.
No.
It's just there's nothing but misery. And anyone that's telling you any otherwise, the drugs talking and they're lying.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah. And that's what you do get that.
Yeah.
Hey, you trust me, don't you? It's only going to make you relax. Don't listen to the people around you. And, you know, they're only saying that it's got to be the best high you've ever had. That's what you're going to hear. But it's a lie.
That's
and it's
right.
an entrapment. We're here to share that with you today because, you know, we wish somebody told us.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
I have scars, and I'm sure you guys do too. And, you know, you didn't have to go through all of that. You know, and you're created for something amazing and to enjoy life and enjoy it to the fullest. So, guys, thank you so
Thank
much for, you know, sharing your hearts
Pleasure.
and
Thank
your
you.
story and sharing the truth about ice.
Yep.
My
You know,
pleasure.
we're really honoured to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Matthew. Thank you,
Thank
Harry.
you.
Guys, again, the website www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au, contact number 0756656063 or family support number 0481 844 Look at my hippocampus, is getting better every day. And don't forget, here we go. We've got a gala ball on Saturday. I look forward to seeing you there. We look forward to seeing you there. Be there or be square. See you all next Thursday.
Ciao.